Israel is seeing a brisk trade in weapons as civilians scramble to protect themselves in the aftermath of bloody riots. Firing ranges and weapons instructors are reporting a 50% increase in traffic.
There's been an increase in gun sales, not just gun sales, by the way. Pepper spray, bats, things that help you for self-defense. There's certainly been an increase.
The mid-May riots across mixed Arab-Jewish cities were sudden and unexpected. Civilians were torn from vehicles and beaten in the streets.
100 Arabs came up to me and asked me if I am a Jew or an Arab. I told them Arab. They heard that my accent was not Arab, ran up to my car, and they started throwing stones. I saw death. Do you know what death is? People jumping at me with stones, throwing stones at me.
Because the mobs were so sudden, videos of the attack show a disturbing lack of police, forcing many Israelis to deal with matters themselves.
The community of Lod sent out messages to just the country, to communities, asking to send people to help, armed people, unarmed people, because the riots were out of hand, the police wasn't dealing with it.
That's driving Israelis into weapons classes like these, learning the laws surrounding the use of force and what to do when the worst happens.
The law in Israel is very, I would say, very clear. And if someone feels his life is in danger and the person in front of him has a weapon, has an intention, and has the ability to do it, and you did everything in your power not to shoot him, but you don't have a choice, then you shoot him.
It's not just the past weeks, it's the last couple of decades. There have been attacks, there have been pogroms, and there's been violence between Jews and Arabs. I think it's preferable that someone with a weapons permit is nearby to protect themselves and the people around them.
Israel's highest law enforcement called for civilians to intervene as well, even as in Lod, 4 Jews were arrested after killing an Arab man, while police investigate if it was really self-defense as they claim.
At the end of the day, like, you have your training, and your training says, you know, protect life, ask questions later, worry about that later, because at the end of the day, you know, if you know, like, ultimately the law is supposed to back you up, and, you know, you have to have faith in that.
But if it doesn't, many weapons carriers say they will not hesitate.
I worry more about the other people, meaning I worry that someone else is going to be carried out in a stretcher because I didn't act fast enough. So it's about being selfless.
With police stretched to keep the tensions under control and passions still running high, more and more Israelis may be forced to make that choice.